This is Mrs. Long. It's the beginning of our third week of Midsummer Night's Dream. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It looks like some really good discussion has been happening on it, and those of you that are reading it seem to be enjoying it and relating it to the real life of the teenage world. Before I just walk you through session 3, I just want to remind you that if you have not completed Acuity, I guess I'm nagging and I guess I'm bugging, but it needs to be done so that the online school can continue to offer Acuity on a virtual basis instead of an in-person basis. Because an in-person basis means transportation problems and people having to get up at 7:30 in the morning and all kinds of unpleasant things like that. So if you have not taken it and you are a full-time student, please make sure you do that by Friday at the latest. And they have pushed that date back several times because of technology problems, but this time it really does have to happen. I know that's it's a little frustrating when the dates get changed a lot, but no technology problems. It is going to happen by this Friday, so please make sure you are included in that count. So moving on to Unit 8, Session 3, Midsummer Night's Dream. This is where the plot thickens in the play. You have had the chance to become familiar with the 4 lovers who are running away from reality into the woods, and with our comic dramatists, actors who are trying to put together a play and while questioning every single piece of it. In this session, you're going to be doing basically the same thing, reading this from the same sources online. You can read the original or you can read the No Fear Shakespeare version, the more modern version. And I will just point out from what I've seen of the responses I'm getting, you're doing a good job of interpreting the original Shakespeare as well and working with that. So do try it in the original Shakespeare. Yes, we can translate it, but some of the beauty of Shakespeare, the reason he's loved, that's in the original language. And the other thing I would point out is, at least in response to the first act, we can translate language, but it's hard to understand culture, and that is the piece that is missing. There's a little bit of that in this act too. If you do a little bit of study on it, some of the things that come up, like lions, have reference to actual historical events of Shakespeare's times. So do a continued good job with your literary journals as you read through this section. This is the section where the actors are continuing to quibble about every last detail in the play, whether the sword is going to scare the ladies, the lion roaring again, that whole problem. Is there really going to be a wall? Well, we can have a person be a wall. And you have to note that the fairies are standing outside of these, watching these silly humans. And then we go over to the lovers and we get more of a fairy perspective of more silly humans. And Oberon realizes that Puck has made a mistake with the love juice, and now he tries to correct his mistake. And as many of us often do, when we correct our mistakes, sometimes we make it worse. So the plot will thicken here. You'll notice Helena's paranoia and thinking that 2 men are now in love with her when maybe nobody's in love with her. And and Hermia is asking, well, both of the ladies are asking, are you really my friend? And we've got the girl fight in this section. Just kind of gave you a brief recap, but then you'll get some more detailed quiz in this section here. And in our discussion, same thing as before, you'll be posting a couple of paragraphs on the prompt, on what's going on. And thank you, Nick, for starting us off with this and moving ahead with that. The next 2 weeks are going to fly by, guys, as we get toward the end of the play and the end of the semester. So keep moving ahead with this. Use each week to catch up on 1 or 2 assignments that you're missing if you are behind, and let me know how I can help. Be in touch. Have a great week.